Well, thank you, Adam, for taking us through the relatively complicated details and reinforcing why someone should be speaking to a financial security advisor, learning the mechanics and how the RDSP actually works. Let's move into the next segment now, the final one for today. Let's talk about how you can specifically benefit from having a registered disability.
Well, thank you, Stephen. As you alluded to, there are a lot of benefits to people with disabilities and to their families, because the benefits of the RDSP are great, and they're going to help us, people with disabilities, with our lives and planning for our lives and helping everybody else around us. The wonderful thing about it, as we've talked about a few times, is that there's no impact on the federal social benefits to the individual with a disability. There's no impact. They don't affect the old age security. It doesn't affect your guaranteed income supplements. It does not affect the CPP, the Canada Pension Plan. It doesn't affect the goods and services tax benefit or any other social assistance benefits. So it doesn't affect your OAS. It doesn't affect your GIS, your CPP, or your GST benefits. Different provinces are changing their rules or looking at the rules and finding out how to make it work best. But the benefit of the RDSP is that it offers tax-free, sheltered growth on the contributions. Government monies that are allocated toward this and other investments that we'll talk about when we set up the RDSP offer a fabulous opportunity to save for our future. Now, the interesting thing is, last year, in 2011, bond entitlements also can be carried forward for a 10-year period. Of course, the interesting thing about this is the plan just started in 2008, so if there's payments on the grants and the bond from 2008 forward, we still have time to catch up because there's that 10-year window to capture unused grants and bonds. But it's best if we can start a plan now to ensure that we grab all those benefits as quickly as you can, as opposed to wait until 2018 when the benefits of the bonds and the grants from 2008 will start to expire. Now, what I'd like to do is take a little bit of time and look at a practical example of how this can be used, how the RDSP can be used in family financial planning. We're going to look at a situation. We have a client whose name is Sarah. Sarah's 81, and she has $500,000 in her RIF account. Now, Sarah also has 3 sons, one of whom, John, is disabled, and he's financially dependent on her. Now, taxes affect us all, and taxes will affect Sarah in this way. If there's no rule, if Sarah has her account, she'll be levied a tax when she passes away, if the account size is $500,000. Essentially, she'll be paying on a 45% 45% estate tax, which will result in $225,000 in taxes payable to the government. And we don't like taxes; that's not fun. However, it's a fact of life. A way around this, to benefit the family, is that she can do, in her will, a rollover to her son, who's financially dependent, a rollover to her son, John. And if she does a rollover, if she designates up to $200,000, being the lifetime maximum contribution allowed in the RDSP, she will save approximately $90,000 in tax, because it'll be taxed in John's hands, not Sarah's. John's at a lower tax rate. We'll have to consult your provincial tax code to find out what the actual tax rates are and how much tax is payable. But the point being, if we have the opportunity to do a rollover, there can be significant savings to the estate of the deceased, the person who passes away, and also great benefits to the person with a disability within the family. Now, the RDSP, as we can understand hopefully by now, and if there's more questions, by all means, please contact me. The RDSP is a phenomenal savings plan designed exclusively by our government for people with a disability, for people such as ourselves. Financial planning is complex. There's a lot of different things out there. So a lot of things you hear in the news that some might understand, some might not. But that's where it's important to do proper financial family planning. This is what I also like to do. In this regard, things to benefit the person with a disability, we want to look at different forms of insurance around them, around the family member, because we want to ensure that we take care of the what-ifs. what if something happens to those who are contributing to the RDSP? If something happens and they're no longer contributing, will that individual still be able to have the fully maxed out $200,000 contribute to the RDSP over their lifetime? Well, if you sit down and talk with somebody such as myself, we can ensure that we can ensure that the proper planning in place, that there's an insurance plan that will ensure that. Insurance plan that will guarantee that the funding will be there. That we can have income continuation in the event of a disability or critical illness for the person who's contributing to the plan. We want to make sure that they're constantly able to contribute that money to their individual, their disabled family members' RDSP. This can be done, again, insurance can help other family members ensure that, I want to make sure I can contribute to my family member's plan. I need to make sure that I have the proper insurance set up, so outside of my other obligations, there'll be money set up so that this person, RDSP, will be taken care of, or my contributions can be taken care of. As well, we can look at gifting through insurance. There's a way of passing money legally and properly to care for other people through insurance called gifting. These are things we can talk about to set up to complete and complement, the RDSP. But when we're doing proper financial planning, we're looking at a family with a person with a disability, it's really important that we take a look at everybody in the family. We take a look at the individual with a disability, we properly set up the RDSP. We want to make sure that the rest of the family also is properly taken care of, because everybody has different challenges and things you must be aware of. That's why we'd like to take care of the entire family and plan properly. We want to ensure that everybody knows about this, and we want to ensure that all our friends with disabilities learn about this product. So if you have a chance and you're seeing this on YouTube and you know somebody with a disability, please advise them to check out this site and contact myself or another professional so we can get the idea about the RDSP out to them. It's been a great pleasure to talk with you today. I hope this presentation has helped you get a better understanding of how the RDSP works. If there's been anything that perhaps you haven't understood fully, please don't hesitate to contact myself or perhaps somebody at the March of Dimes, and they can direct you to myself. I'd be more than happy to speak with you and arrange a time to connect to get a thorough understanding about the RDSP. Again, my name is Adam Usprech, and thank you for taking the time to watch this. Thank you for taking the time to join me here today and getting a better understanding of the Registered Disability Savings Plan.